all the holes we've made in the timeline, it was bound to split. 2 to 3 or 2 to a west, just know we'll never quit. 23 full years of questing to base for deaths, but that's a given. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2007. Welcome back to April 11th, 2007. There is 73 Hunter. That is a quest requirement and plover birds, which are part of that quest. I guess they're technically just completely separate. That's involved in the quest, so that's why the requirement's there. Anyways, those don't exist and won't exist for a while. We've got other hunter-related goals that we're working towards here, in a timely fashion. Getting very nice XP here, the black salamanders. It is all gonna work out. Just gonna get a few levels here, because we're still relatively low level, so the XP rate gets us through the levels at a reasonable speed. We're not in the upper 90s like we were for thieving, where we get a single level per episode. I guess we might get there though. Maybe. But for now, just more Hunter. 74 Hunter. And that is Box Trap, Marmosaur of Igneous Jagex, and Ninja Implings, regular and barehanded. These do not exist yet, but we're getting there. 75 Hunter. Should be some interesting stuff here. That is Cannibal Jagex, Triheron Exoskeleton Bracers, Big Game Hunter creatures, specifically the Arcane Epipterosaurus, Scimitops, and Regrata Rex. None of these things exist yet. Nice level there. 75. 76 Hunter. There you go. That is a quest requirement. Aquatic Jagex and Pirate Implings. These do not exist yet. Pirate Implings from this quest. That's going to be a situation in the future. And here is 77 Hunter. That is Amphibious Jagex and Grenwalls later. There's not really too many things at this point that would actually be higher level Hunter. Anything at all? Not sure. Anyways, I'm going to just leave all this stuff on the ground. These ropes and nets are very heavy, so running around with them is definitely a proposition that we're not going to do. Anyways, I'm just going to take a casual stroll through the wilderness here as we go through some updates. On April 16th, 2007, updated the knowledge base on the website. It's got a new homepage, has more behind the scenes tech that's going to be helpful later for more updates, has an article of the week to highlight new things or important pages, FAQs, recent articles, and a better search function. Just overall, a superior experience. Doesn't really matter since it doesn't exist anymore, and also eventually the wikis replaced it completely. Well, that's okay. Continuing on April 18th, 2007, the Easter event is over. So you can no longer get the rewards. You can get the music tracks and emotes and everything next year or something. But if you missed out on the chicken outfit, you're out of luck. And the more important update, which is actually a new thing instead of just getting rid of something. The Wilderness Ditch. It's now a wall. Anyways, a new bit of attempting anti-scam system here. Instead of just being able to wander out into the wilderness, you now need to jump over the ditch. No agility requirement, so free play people can still go into the wilderness if they want to, I suppose. A little safe zone on the other side of the ditch before you actually get into the wilderness proper. And just in general, an attempt to stop people from getting lured so much. It's not going to stop them from getting lured, though. Just need to cross the ditch and then go do the next part of the scam. Well, I'm sure it stopped, like, maybe a few people, hopefully. At least maybe people that knew that the wilderness was dangerous but didn't know exactly where it started. Maybe. Hopefully. It's hard to stop people from getting scammed. Anyways. We're gonna get out of the wilderness ourselves here. Just get out of here. We can teleport from up to level 20 wilderness, so that's fine. Anyways. On April 24th, 2007, more attempts to stop people from getting scammed. New update to the chat system. You can no longer say your password. Specifically, this is about the actual typing it out in-game. You can still type your password on the forums. They haven't fixed that yet. And please don't try out the system by typing your password in the game, seeing if it works. It only gets rid of it if you type it correctly. So if you're off by one, it's like, huh, that didn't work because I mistyped it slightly. Then people will know your password. Just don't. And if you try to, not only will it not let you say your password, but deletes the entire sentence in case you've set your password to something that you would just say in a sentence. You need to get a better password. Specifically, if you try to type out a message where you've said your password, you will instead not type out anything. Your message will not be sent. And you get the message from the game. You appear to be telling someone your password. Please don't. If you are not, please change your password to something more obscure. So if your password is just a word, you might get that if you accidentally type it. Also remember, asking people for their password or trying to trick them into telling you it, that's against the rules. Stop it. Scams. What a mess. In content side of things, got a few changes. Back over in temple trekking, the rewards have been changed slightly. You now get watermelon seeds instead of wild blood hops seeds. So if we would have waited to do that whole temple trekking until now, we could have taken those watermelon seeds for a little bit of farm XP. It's not a huge number of watermelon seeds, so that's okay. There's also been some signs added to Bergdraht and next to the temple, which tells you how many treks have been completed in each world since the previous game reset. Would not expect it to be a very high number if the signs were there now. Not too many people do temple trekking. The skill cape, which we have one, but not this one. The skill cape of prayer now has the same color lining on the sides for both male and female characters. Somehow, something got messed up and it was different colors. That's not what you want. In the player owned house here, the gilded throne for the throne room now uses mahogany planks instead of oak. Because it's supposed to be fancy. Mahogany. Over in Mossel Harmless, they fixed a bug where you couldn't enter Games of Trouble Brewing if you were standing in the wrong part of the waiting rooms somehow. Like the area check for who is queuing for the game wasn't the entire waiting rooms for some reason. So that's been fixed. On Trollheim Mountain, the agility shortcuts now have the correct agility requirements that match the skill guide. Whether they were lower or higher is a question, but now they are accurate. So that's something. Back in the chat filter system, Australians will celebrate that G'day has been unfiltered. So that's nice. And second to lastly, the surface goblins have been graphically updated. Specifically the surface goblins, because the other goblins are going to be related to the actual update here. The next quest. We get another slice of ham. Humans against monsters. Starts over in Dorgashkan, so we'll make our way over there. Requires Goblin Diplomacy, Death to the Dorgashan, which Death to the Dorgashan's just would have required Goblin Diplomacy itself. All these quest changes. Also requires the Giant Dwarf, and used to also require the Dig Site, because there's going to be a little bit of digging related. Skill requirements wise, 25 prayer and 15 attack. Definitely not super crazy by any means. Required items, a light source, a rope, a tinderbox would be good, and range or magic equipment. We've got range equipment, so that'll work very nicely. A level 70 foe, level 30 foes, not exactly going to be too hard. So we just need to go get, I'd say probably just a candle, and a tinderbox will be fine. As long as we don't go into the explodey bits of the swamp cave, that should be perfect. I'm gonna go get a light and head to Dorgashkan. Before we start the quest, I should find Zanik here. See what she's up to. How are your studies going, Oldak? Is Oldak? Oh, Zanik, it's fascinating. These runes store a type of energy I've never encountered before. Really? Yes. Each type of rune has its power tuned to a different effect. They're all essentially the same energy. What I want to know is where this energy came from. The stone that these runes were cut from must be infused with an enormous amount of raw magical energy. But where did that energy come from? Maybe someday we'll find out. Oh, hello, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. Hello, Zanik. What have you been up to? I've been thinking about my destiny. What was it Juna said to me? Your destiny is to lead all goblins into a new age? All goblins? Not just the Dorgashan, all goblins. And what does it even mean, my destiny? Is it something I'm certain to do, or just something I ought to do? How can I know? I talked to Juna about it, but she wouldn't tell me anything. She just said, you'll know when the time is right. Destiny. We're getting there. Up all the stairs here. Everything connects to the multiple levels here in Dorgashkan. And over to this building here. Got like a meeting room. This is the records room, or also just Urtag's house. There's an ambassador. Kind of freaking out. Ambassador. Ambassador Alvajar. Headman Urtag, I cannot stress enough how important it is that this train link be completed on time. The mining companies have taken out considerable loans. I understand your concerns, Ambassador. We must realize that the discoveries must change the whole schedule. To remove them too hurriedly would be a crime against knowledge. What are you talking about? What are you arguing about? It's the new underground train link being built between our city and the dwarven city of Keldagrim. It'll be a pinnacle of dwarven engineering, a great leap forward from the old steam-powered minecarts, a monument to the power and ingenuity of the consortium. And it would be finished by now, except they found some old goblin bones they want to dig up. We've unearthed some very important artifacts that were buried during the Dorgashan Civil War. They could shed some important light on our history. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic, do you have any experience with archaeology? I passed my archaeology exam at the Dig site. Excellent. We have not had a major archaeological project for generations. So if you could give us some help, we would appreciate it. Accept the quest. I'd love to help. Splendid. The path to the train tunnel is in the southwest of the city. Perhaps now we can get this finished quickly and get on with laying the tracks. Train tunnel. How fun. Yeah. Another point where we reference something that's going to eventually be a skill. We have no experience with this archaeology. We do have our earth science exams done. So that's good. It's good enough. They didn't change it to require new skills or anything. That'd be a monumental change. Most of the time, when the changes are made to requirements, they just make things easier. So that's the thing. Anyways, here's the doorway into the train tunnel. Nice here. Nice and big tunnel. Got the whole station ready. Just going further down this way. Got the tracks. And here's Xanic and some archaeologist guys. Hi, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. Hi, Xanic. What are you doing here? Having to look at all the things that are being dug up here. It's really amazing to think that these things were used by my ancestors hundreds of years ago. Tegdak thinks that some of them may even have been brought down here from the surface by the early Dorgeshan. Oh, fascinating. Got artifacts and Tegdak. Oh, hello, surface dweller. I'm afraid we're a bit busy cleaning specimens at the moment, so I can't help you. Urtag asked me to help out with the dig. I have an archaeology qualification. Oh, in that case, we could use your help. There's some ancient goblin artifacts buried in the ground around here. I want to extract them. We don't have much experience and could end up breaking them. Could you extract them, clean them, and then give them to me, please? Okay. Here, take this trowel and specimen brush. Perfect. The exact stuff we need from the dig site. The artifacts have been slightly graphically updated to have this shiny, obvious location. Previously, they were just piles of rocks. Well, with our trowel, we are ready to go. Got the specimen table here. Clean all that up. So grab everything here. Artifacts, artifacts. A whole bunch of stuff in here. And this one. And this one. And he's just standing on top of it. The builders here want to build. How's it going? All those goblins hurry up with their digging. It's so frustrating having to stop work when the train thing is nearly finished. Yeah, we're getting there. Just let me clean all these artifacts, you know? On the specimen table. Clean the fine with your brush. Take a good look at it. And it's a lump. Brush up all the other bits here. We got an armor shard. We got a shield fragment. This one is a helmet fragment. Typically what you would find here. Various bits. Much more rare to find full things. There's a bit of a sword. Let's clean off all the dirt here. I don't have a rock pick, so I'm not doing much with rocks. There's a hatchet head. And the last and largest of the chunks, we get a whole mace. There you go. Take back. Thank you, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. Well, what is it? It looks like a fragment of armor. Look at the design. That's a lot like the design of the goblin armor I saw on the surface. That confirms that our ancestors retained a lot of customs from the surface, even after they came down here. Our guards didn't start wearing lighter chainmail until after the Civil War. I have another one. What is it? Looks like a piece of a shield. Look at the stress fracture. Looks like the shield broke pretty easily. I would guess that this shield was made during the Dorgeshan Civil War, not handed down from the time on the surface. Seems that even by the time of the Civil War, our ancestors were beginning to lose their skills at making weapons. We got another one. What is it? Looks like a piece of a helmet. A helmet? So those are eye holes? They look too small. This was from the early days of Dorgish Khan. It must have been before our ancestors' eyes reached their current size. And another one? What is it? Not sure. What do you think? Looks a bit like a sword, doesn't it? Saw some people using them on the surface. The early Dorgishan must have used a much larger variety of weapons than we do now. And another one? What is it? I'm not sure. It's got some kind of blade? Is it a spear tip? Oh, I know what it is. It's a hatchet head. Hatchets are these things they use on the surface for cutting down trees. I think they can be used as weapons, too. Our ancestors must have brought it down from the surface then. There'd be no need for them to make hatchets when they're down here, as there are no trees. It's amazing to think that we're handling objects that date back to the time of the War of the Gods. And one more. What is it? It's... Actually, what is it? Sort of a stick with a lump on the end? I think it's a mace. A mace. That's a kind of weapon. That's all the artifacts we need to extract. Thanks again, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic. Now the most interesting one is the ancient mace. It's the only intact weapon, and I'm pretty sure it dates back to the time when the Dorgishan were on the surface. It's covered in symbols, but I can't decipher them. Zanuck, could you take it to the scribe? He might know what they mean. I'll finish up the dig here. Sure thing. Come on, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic. Let's go talk to the scribe. Alright. To the scribe. Tell me where the scribe is? In the main room. We'll be fine. I'm sure Zanuck would tell us if we talked to her. I've got a strange feeling about this mace, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic. Maybe when we find out about it, it'll shed some light on my destiny. Come on, let's show it to the scribe. Okay. And we're not going to go do something else. This is obviously the most important thing we're doing. Quests and such. We don't quite have the NPC run speed just yet. So we're just making our way there with Zanuck popping in and out. That's okay. Back to the north of town here. Find the scribe to talk to. In here? Got all the bookcases and everything. That'd be it. Goblin scribe. There you go. Ah, hello, Zanuck. Hello, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. How's the dig going? Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic helped us finish the dig. Look at what he dug up. Zanuck shows the mace to the scribe. That is interesting. What do you think it is? It's a mace. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic says it's a kind of weapon. I can see how. I certainly wouldn't want to be hit with that. We think it's a magical weapon from the surface. Can you decipher the symbols on it? No, I'm afraid not. Our written language has developed so much since then, that's totally incomprehensible to me. Oh well. Wait a moment. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. Didn't you say you talked to some surface goblins when you were trying to find your way through our mines? Yes, I talked to the generals in Goblin Village. Perhaps you could talk to them again. They might know more about the weapons than we do. Good idea. I'd rather not travel all the way over the surface, though. Wonder if all that could use magic to help us get there. Probably. It's pretty good with magic. And very good at magic for the fact that they've just discovered runes after having contact just now with the surface. Magic / science. Oldak. Hi there. Zanuck, would you like to see the results of my experiment with nature runes? Not right now, Oldak. We wanted to see if you could make moving over distance spheres to somewhere other than the city. Oh yes. My research along those lines has been coming along very well. I think I could make moving over distance sphere to anywhere you like, given a little work. We're trying to take this ancient goblin mace to the Goblin Village on the surface. You could help us to get there. The Goblin Village, you say? Yes, I think I could do that. Just a moment. Well, that carefully measures out some crushed runes and makes a glass sphere around them. There you go. I've made you one each to get to the Goblin Village, and one to bring you back here. Thanks, Oldak. Okay, Ironman Artic, let's go. Break the sphere. and we teleport. Goblin Village. The fact that he can make a teleport sphere to potentially anywhere is pretty impressive. Ow, my eyes! This is Goblin Village. It's so different from Dorish Khan, isn't it, Hardcore Ironman Artic? Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic? Where are you? Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic? Ah! Fell from the sky a little bit. Sorry about that, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. All X calculations aren't always exact. Okay. We got some missing textures here. That's probably fine. I'm not gonna worry about that. We got some goblins to talk to. Talk to General Betnose and Workface. Who are you? I'm Zanik of the Dorgashin. Lost tribe? That's right. We've been cut off from the outside world for thousands of years, but now we're back. So legend true. What do you want? Can you tell us anything about this mace? That holy mace of Big High War God. In time of great war, strongest goblin warriors carry maces like this. They use them to take favor of gods away from enemy. If another god protecting enemy, goblin warrior use this mace in favor of god is stolen away. Oh, a holy mace of the war god. You not look very happy. You should praise Big High War God for giving you holy mace. The Dorgashin don't have quite the same attitude to the gods as you on the surface do. All goblins worship Big High War God. Without him, we nothing. You not real goblin, you filthy human. I am a goblin. You not even look like goblin. You have big eyes and wrong skin color. She is goblin. Shut up, Grubfoot. No, let him speak. She is goblin, and she more than that. Last night I have dream. I see new goblin coming into village, holding up holy mace. All goblins gather around her, not just from village, but all over world. She is chosen commander. Chosen commander. That story from Goblin Holy Book. We not had commander of all goblins since time of Great War. Holy Book says someday Big High War God send chosen commander to lead us to victory over a whole world. Now what I see in dream, it her destiny. My destiny. That not true. She cannot be chosen commander. She not proper goblin. She not worship Big High War God. But what if she is? If we ignore her, Big High War God strike us down. Alright. I not believe you chosen commander, but we'll let you talk to people in village. Grubfoot, tell people in village to gather around. Dorgish Goblin will speak to us all. Alright. Goblins, listen up. This Zanik, she from Dorgish tribe. She say she chosen commander. No, we not know what she have to say. But in case she chose a commander, we let her speak. Speak, Zanik. Help, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. What should I say? I don't know. Goblins of Goblin Village. I'm Zanik of the Dorgashin. You may know the legend of the Dorgashin, but let me tell you our own version. Thousands of years ago, the Big High War God forced all goblins to fight in a terrible war. Big High War God! Big High War God! No, listen! The god commanded the Dorgashin to fight a battle they could not win. You weak, you hide instead of fight. You don't need to think in those terms. We've lived for centuries without war, and without gods, and... we under attack! Scatter! The goblins scatter into the buildings. Oh my. The shots came from on top of that tower. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic, can you see anything? There are two snipers up there. I can't get anywhere without coming into their line of fire, but I think you could get around the side of the buildings to the ladder. Okay. What a situation we find ourselves in. We're right here. Well, this way we're gonna get sniped, which, let's be honest, is not as dangerous as it sounds. Run around the sides, and up the ladder to the sniper area. We're taking refuge behind this crate, where we need to fight a mage and an archer with a ham. We got a bronze crossbow and bolts here, in case you forgot to bring ranger magic attacks. think we're gonna be fine. Crystal Bow, a little bit better. And honestly, they're not that strong. Oh, Sigmund's here. Sigmund! You can never defeat me! I've been training my combat by killing goblins around Lumbridge. You murderer! Quick, hardcore also Ironman, Artic! Shoot him while I have him distracted. Flashbang! Ah, my eyes! Don't even think about it, hardcore ultimate Ironman, Artic! Make one move and I'll slit her throat! Your little goblin friend has a role in my plan. I'm taking her to the tunnel we've built from Lumbridge Swamp Caves to the new Dwarven train track. When the cave goblins find that the Dwarven train has killed their hero, there will be a war between them. Serdom's chosen children can watch as two vile underground races wipe each other out. Ah ha 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 ha! Are they gone? What happened? Sigmund has captured and kidnapped Zanuck. He kidnapped Chosen Commander? You must rescue her. Human will need help. You take our best warrior, Sergeant Mossfists. No, Sergeant Slimetoad's best warrior. Take him. We don't have time for this. Why don't I just take both warriors? Okay. Grubfoot, fetch Mossfists and Slimetoes. And tell them to meet Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic in Lumbridge Swamp. You take Ancient Goblin Mace, maybe it'd be useful. You rescue Chosen Commander, and she lead us all to glory. Well, I'm gonna rescue her. I wouldn't count on the Goblin glory, but go for it. We got a tiny little bit of range XP for those fights. Here is the Ancient Mace. It has ancient goblin symbols on it. How fun. Okay. And I wanted us to go to the Lumbridge Swamps. We can do that. I'm gonna go to Drainer. This will be the easiest way to get here. House, teleports, still very nice. This is in a slightly different location than the Draenor Glory teleport used to be. That's okay. Make our way to the swamps. Right over this way. Few things in the swamps here. If we want to connect to the Ham tunnels and the train track area, it's kind of just down in here. We can also see the Goblin Generals. Or, not even Generals, Sergeants. The Generals are the ones we were previously talking to. Here is Moss Fists and Slime Toes. Look at these guys. You hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic? Yes? Generals say we help you rescue Chosen Commander. You're too important for puny human to go on own. You just get killed. So we come to look after you so you not die. Grubfoot said Pink Robe Man take Chosen Commander down this hole into new tunnel. We distract guards for you. If we see them, we attack them so you can get past while we fighting. Alright. Down the dark hole. Into the actual Lumbridge Swamp Caves. Always a fun time in the Lumbridge Swamp Caves. Unless you're exploding, then it's less fun. Look, their new hole with ladder just next to climbing out rope. We go down there. Climbing out rope. New hole ladder. Down into even deeper. Oh no, goblins! Haha, puny human scared of me. No, he's scared of me. He's probably just going to get reinforcements. He'll be back in a few moments with more guards. And that's a problem. Alright. So. Why don't you wait here? Okay. Then we'll go in here. Almost. Oh, he's fighting both of them. It's fine. So, Slime Toes. One of you wait here, both of you wait here. Both of you follow me. Let's have the other one waiting here. One of you wait here. Okay. Tensos. One of you wait here. Okay. Now the other one. No, they're just fighting him. That's not quite right. We need the second Goblin Sergeant here. to take aggro of the next Hamguard. You there, intruder! Caught and thrown out of the tunnel. Why we can't just beat up the Hamguards is a question. They're just too strong. We can't deal with that. Oh no, goblins! Alright. We gotta be quicker about this. One of you wait here. And we need to get the other goblin sergeant inside this room with us. We have these two pass by to fight Sergeant Slime Toes. Goblin! Kill it! Okay. And then we keep going this way. Intruder! Goblin! See if we can get him to attack the goblin. Yep. Die, goblin! Keep him busy. Take that. And now, the path is clear for us. Climb down the ladder. That can be a bit of a tricky one. At last, I've defeated you, filthy goblin. Any moment now, the first dwarf train will come thundering down this tunnel and crush you. And then the goblins and dwarves will go to war. Ha 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 ha! You monster! No, you're the monster. That's why you and all your filthy species must die. We meet again, a hardcore ultimate Ironman Artic. This time your goblin friend cannot help you. You are on your own and have no way to overcome my prayers. Help, help! Sigmund.
Sarah Doman, protect me from missiles.
Voice acting. And here is Sigmund. What we need to do now is the Ancient Mace special attack to turn off his prayers. What's happening? I don't have access to my prayers. Definitely had to take off the range armor. We would have had 0 accuracy. Ah, you win again, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. But someday, somehow, I will have my revenge. Quick, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic, untie me before the train comes. Let's wait. Yeah, but we should probably untie her. Untie, Zanuck. Quickly jump off the tracks. We're just in time. Not get hit by a train. Close one. My goodness. The grand opening of the Dwarvishcon Cuttergrim train line. These are the old model of the Dwarves. That hasn't been updated here. It gives me great pleasure to declare this new train link open. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic, Zanuck has told me of your exploits. Seems that all the Dorgshan owe you our lives once again. All a day's work for an adventurer like me. As a reward, I suggest you keep the ancient goblin mace they helped to excavate. Most of the Dorgshan would be happy if such a warlike artifact were kept outside the city, and I'm sure you will keep it in safe hands. Thank you, Urtag. And that is quest complete. 1 quest point, 3,000 mining XP, 3,000 prayer XP. The ancient goblin mace. Use the Cuttergrim and Dorgshan train route. And the ability to buy Goblin Village teleport spheres from Oldak. For us to actually get the spheres, we would need to trade him in law runes and molten glass and stuff. Probably quicker to just go to Falador and then run to Goblin Village. We did get an extra Dorishkan sphere here, which we don't need. Also don't really need this trowel or specimen brush or anything for fires. Do have the ancient mace though. Check out that. We can also check out is the train here. Some chances some people around here. These goblins have so much more advanced technology than us. Take a look at that magic lights. We could never create something like them. Pilgrim's very nice to visit, but I don't think I'd want to live there. Cave goblins and dwarves. Right over here. We can talk to the ticket goblin. Can I buy a ticket? You don't need to buy a ticket. You're Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. Without you, this train wouldn't exist. Just board the train and wait for it to travel to Keldagrim. Train will leave for Keldagrim shortly. It's a timed system. back and forth from Dorgashkhan to Keldgrim. Gonna wait around here for a bit. It's not exactly quick. And we'll just fade. Take the train. Look at it go. And we arrive at the Keldgrim station. Again, got dwarves and cave goblins here. Come together. If we exit the doorway here, it just brings us out right here, next to all the minecarts and such. So, combine this with the other minecart locations, you got a few different places you can get to. That's okay. For teleportation and transportation and all, still not really the most convenient. There's some places we can get to with it. That's okay. Then we have the Ancient Mace. It's got the special attack that we used during the quest that drains an opponent's prayer points. But it also does more than that. Also costs quite a bit of special attack. When used, it will restore your prayer by an amount. And even can overheal your prayer points. The exact amount depends on how much you hit. So you can get into situations where you can boost your strength to hit more, to recharge more prayer points. It's pretty worth it. Overall, it's reasonably good. You can also get the mace back quite easily. That's something. See if we can get to 100% special attack energy here. Shouldn't take too long. Should be able to restore some amount of prayer. Unfortunately, it's a very weak weapon, so any percentage amount of damage it will hit will probably not be super impressive. But we'll see. Later on, there's better versions of things. But for now, this is just going to be what it is. The most awkward part is having to actually hit, which massively reduces how much we can wear the other armor here. Look at our loadout here. Our accuracy is 1000. We put on the range armor, actually goes down to 200. So that's not great. If we have melee armor on, it wouldn't matter. That's something. Special attack on the Black Guard here. Hit for 40. Looks like it didn't overheal our prayer. Yeah, it's fine. If we hit a 40 there, it would maybe restore possibly 40? Percentages and amounts and things. I think I would have restored 40 of our prayer points. Because we're working on... Prayer would have been 70. That would have hit a actual 4. It's something. It may or may not heal prayer points by an amount. Well, that's okay. Potentially useful in certain locations. We'll have to consider that. And it's going to be potentially useful here pretty soon for a very certain location. We'll worry about that after we complete most of the rest of a new system coming out next time. Goodbye.